Hi, I'm Kashawn and you are watching The Book Archer. Today I'm coming at y'all with the monthly recommendations video. I'm so excited. I haven't done one of these in a very long time just because I really didn't have many books to recommend for the last few monthly recommendations topic, but this one I had to get in on. Monthly recommendations is a Goodreads group that was started by Kayla Rain and Katrina over at Between the Chapters. If you are not subscribed to Katrina, please do it now. I will leave a link down to both of their channels below. This month's topic is family focused. So we're supposed to be recommending books that either have some type of family element that play along in the story or anything like that, anything family related. I couldn't wait to do this topic just because this is one of the things that I absolutely love to read about. Me and my family, we're all really close. These characters and the decisions that they make are influenced either in positive ways or negative ways by their family. So the first thing I'm going to recommend is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. These are the first two books. The third and final book in this series comes out next April. In this series, Laura Jean, the main character, is the middle child. She has one older sister and one younger sister, and they're all being raised by their dad because their mother passed away when the girls were young. You get to see how they all interact with each other. I found it so relatable. Some of the fights that they have are really petty, like among sisters. At the beginning of the story, Laura Jean's older sister is going away to college, so this is the first time that Laura Jean has really had to step up and take her sister's place in the household, and she kind of gets to see some of the things that her sister has been going through and dealing with when she was really the oldest one there. The next book that I want to recommend is a book that I talked about in Books That I Read in 2016 video. I'll leave a link down to that below as well, and that is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel. I wanted to mention this book specifically because it talks about a very interesting topic. What do you do when you have been taught a certain way, your parents have taught you these certain beliefs, you've taken those beliefs out into the world, and once you get out there and experience things for yourself, you don't agree with the viewpoint that they have. What happens when you decide you're going to go your own path away from the path that is either set for you or what others expect of you? And to put it in a dystopian novel and have it play such a major key in the overall story arc, I thought that it was very well done. The next book I want to recommend is more so an author versus just this one particular book. Eleanor and Park and Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Eleanor and Park is set in the 80s and it follows this love story of these two young high school couples. So much of what shapes their love story has to do with their background and their family. Eleanor comes from a very abusive background, a poverty-stricken household. There are just so many different elements to her life that have shaped the way that she views herself and the way that she sees the world. While Park, on the other hand, you get to see his Asian culture, the strong influence that his mom has on him, and the struggle that he has with his dad when he starts to become more of himself. And you kind of see both of these family elements pushing these two together. Fangirl is another phenomenal one. A child kind of reunites with a parent who has not been involved in their lives really, or has been in and out of their lives, and how they really feel going into a situation like that. I feel like that's something that's not touched on a lot in YA literature, although it is a very common thing. So it was very interesting to see that perspective. The next book I'm going to mention is An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I wanted to specifically mention this one because as soon as the story starts from page 1, you see one of the main characters, all of her decisions being based on trying to get her brother back. All of her motivations really come from trying to save her family. But then as the story goes on, you actually get to learn more about her parents who passed away long before the story started. You really get to see the role that they played in this world, and I just feel like it's setting up a story arc. Also, with another main character, you get to see from his perspective, all of his motivations are either to be the opposite of what his mom wants him to be, because they don't have a good relationship. In fact, their relationship is virtually non-existent. Yet she plays such a large part in the world that they have in this book, and you really get to see him trying to become the opposite of her because he doesn't want to be a reflection of what she is. Yet everyone attaches who he is, the way he looks, his family to her, and he's essentially the complete opposite. So you get to see that play out in Ember in the Ashes, and I really loved those family dynamics. The next book that I wanted to mention is Silver Linings Playbook by Matthew Quick. You get to really see this main character who has mental health issues, and he's not in a position to take care of himself. So I think he's in his 30s in this book, so he moves back home with his family. You get to see his parents' dynamics with him and in their marriage, and I absolutely loved their perspective. There was kind of an imbalance with his mom and his dad, so you kind of get to see how they address that with their marriage and how him being there has an effect on everyone else in the household. Really get to see the importance of family when you're not necessarily in a situation to take care of yourself, and what it's like being a family member to someone who is going through something. And last but not least, I wanted to mention The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutowski. The relationship that this main character has with her father is so prevalent. It is a main plot point throughout this entire trilogy. Kestrel essentially wants nothing more than her father's approval. She's been trying to set herself up in a way where she remains true to herself, but he's still proud of her at the same time. And this series really deals with her struggle to do that. He's the general of the army, and he's wanted Kestrel to follow in his footsteps for so long, but Kestrel is a pianist. He sees some of her strong points and he recognizes that, but he still has his own ideas about what she should believe and who she should be. So you really get to see the effect that it has on Kestrel. He kind of tries to find the courage to really tell her father, okay, this is who I am, and standing in her truth, and basically how all of that plays out. Those are the books that I recommend for family focused reads. A lot of these books have larger story arcs, but the family roles are key players in a lot of the decisions that are made and in a lot of the way we see characters develop. I would love to see what some of you guys' recommendations are for books that have really good family elements. Leave your comments down below on what you thought about these recommendations. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at TheBookArcher. I'm participating in a November book challenge over on my Bookstagram, so make sure you follow me on there. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!